In today's video, I survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, but I'm an axolotl, which means I only have 7 hearts, I can breathe underwater, and I'm only half a block. I also added custom weapons to help me on my hardcore journey. Can I survive 100 days as one of Minecraft's weakest mobs? We're about to find out. On day 1, I started to look around at where I was, still shocked that I was an axolotl. So I mined some wood and got some stone tools. I thought it'd be a good idea to mine some coal so I didn't have to do it later when I got a furnace. After that, I killed some animals for food and a bed. I put the food into a furnace and started smelting it. After that, I found some iron. I started mining it and I found a spawner. I tried looting it, but there were way too many mobs. So I left. I mined a bit more iron, then smelted it, and then that was the end of day 1. On day 2, I decided it would be a good idea to start exploring. I ended up finding a massive ravine. So I mined some iron and crafted some armor. Since I'm an axolotl and only have 7 hearts, I have to be quick to get armor, because a mob can almost 2-shot me. And if you don't want to get killed by a mob, then consider subscribing. It helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate it. Anyway, I smelted more iron for full iron armor and an iron pickaxe. I mined some lapis, just in case I wanted to enchant later. Then, I went back to the surface and crafted an iron broadsword and an iron war axe. Anyway, I started looking for a place to build my home. Not long after, I found a place. And on day 5, I finished my house. But then I noticed, since I'm an axolotl, can't I just build my home underwater? I can breathe underwater, so it would be the safest place for me to build a house. So I broke down my whole house and found a lake. And from day 6 to 10, I started building my house. Once I finished the walls and roof, I put a 1-block door, since I'm an axolotl and I'm only half a block. Plus, it'll protect me from mobs coming in. I put chests, furnaces, crafting tables in my house, and then replaced my roof with glass. Okay, this is when being an axolotl starts to become a disadvantage. I decided to go in a cave once again, but this time I was gonna deeply explore it. While I was walking on the edge of the ravine, a creeper exploded. Then I took fall damage, got hit by another mob, and then dug myself a tunnel. I ate some mutton to heal. After that, I came out of the tunnel and found a mine shaft. And then I found some gold, and I actually ended up finding some diamonds. I ended up getting 4 diamonds from that. After getting the diamonds, I went back up to surface and went back home. I actually ended up finding 2 dogs. I tamed them both and gave them iron dog armor. From day 11 to 14, I crafted a diamond pickaxe. Then found a cave near my house and found an axolotl swimming in the water. I didn't pick it up, but after that, I explored more caves and found 6 more diamonds. After that, I mined a bunch of other ores and obsidian. Then I went back to my base and crafted an enchantment table. Then I went on an adventure to get more sugarcane for bookshelves. I came back to my base with 28 sugarcane, and I was able to craft only 1 bookshelf because I didn't have enough leather. On days 15 to 20, I decided to build a 2nd floor for my new house. But before I did that, I built a bridge to the dog houses. After that, I started working on the walls of the 2nd floor. Doing the walls were easy, but doing the roof was difficult. I had to experiment a lot. And after 6 Minecraft days of trial and error, the 2nd floor was finished. I mean, look at it. Look at how cool it is. From days 21 to 26, I went back to the caves and grabbed the axolotl that I found a few days ago. Then I made a fence border, grabbed some cows, and made a new cow farm. This is going to help me get leather for bookshelves. I also made a sugarcane farm for bookshelves. Days 27 to 29, I went to the Nether. I built the portal and I went in. It wasn't the best spawn, but it also wasn't the worst. But I found a ghast and got the Return to Sender achievement. I went back to the overworld because I knew I wasn't ready for the Nether. Piglins and pigmen can almost 1-shot me. Not long after, I made a sheep farm for something that will come in handy later in the video. From days 30 to 35, I found a diamond strategy that was extremely efficient. I'm not going to explain the strategy, but in just 30 minutes, I was able to get full diamond armor and tools. I decided to start building a wheat farm so I can breed my cows and sheep. It was actually really easy to build, and a few minutes later, I was done. After that, I built a tiny little wood island for my enchanting table and bookshelves. And after I was done building that, I enchanted my pickaxe, and that was the end of days 36 to 39. From day 40 to 42, I built another island in front of the enchantment table. I decided I was going to build a kelp XP farm on it. This was going to help me get more levels for my enchantments. So I started building. I built the first few parts of the XP farm, but then I had to go collect materials. After collecting all the materials I needed, I finished the kelp farm. Then I made an anvil for later. From day 46 to 51, I tried out the XP farm, and it barely gave me any XP. So that means I built it for nothing. Anyway, I upgraded the enchantment table island with more bookshelves. I also got a little friend. He's a fellow axolotl. I'll call him Sheba. After that, these pillagers randomly came to my house. I very easily fought them off, but made sure to drink milk after. Killing a pillager gives you the bad omen effect, and that can start raids. After that, on days 51 to 53, I went to the nether to get some XP. So I mined some nether quartz, and after getting to level 30, I went back to the overworld. I got prot 2 on my leggings, prot 1 on my helmet, and projectile 4 on my boots. I went back to the nether and decided to make a pigman XP farm. After I was done building it, I decided to try it out. So I hit one of the pigmen and went inside. It didn't give much XP, so I left. I almost died trying to get back though. After that, I ended up finding a village. I gathered all the hay bales and I killed the iron golem. I returned home knowing I was going to use the village later. From day 57 to 61, I decided I would go on a quest to find a nether fortress. So I went to the nether and started exploring. And after a long time of exploring, I finally found one. It also took a long time to find a blaze spawner, but once I did, I killed a bunch of blazes and got 9 blaze rods. I returned back home to the portal and went back home. And I crafted a diamond bow. And with the blaze rods I got, I made strength 2 potions. Days 62 to 68 were extremely busy. I enchanted my diamond bow, then went to the village I found a few days ago. I wanted to get mending books. So I made a fletching table and got a fletcher that trades sticks for emeralds. I then got a lectern and spent a very long time trying to get a librarian. After I found one, it actually gave mending books for an extremely cheap price. After that, I mined some wood, got a ton of emeralds, and got 7 mending books. I put mending on all of my armor and tools. From day 69 to 70, I knew it was the right time to get some netherite. So I grabbed all my beds that I got from the sheep, and I went to the nether. But there was a problem. Since I'm half a block, I can't put a block between me and the bed, because that would block me from exploding it. So I had to be on the same block level as the bed, and that did a ton of damage. And if I wasn't extremely careful, I would die. But from day 71 to 73, I found a new strategy. But first, I had to get fire resistance potions because there's a very high chance I could get killed by lava. After that, I tried out the new strategy. At first, I found a vein in netherite, but after 10 minutes, I didn't find any. So I just started to mine in different directions. And turns out, it was extremely efficient. I ended up with 11 netherite. And when I returned home, I got myself netherite leggings and a netherite chestplate. I only needed 1 more netherite scrap to make netherite boots. So I made more fire resistance potions and I went back to mining for netherite. And after I got 1 more netherite scrap, I made the boots. I also found this amethyst cave thing. Pretty cool. On day 79 to 81, I decided it was the perfect time to fight the Ender Dragon. All I need to do is get Eyes of Ender to find the stronghold. I already have the blaze rods. All I needed were the ender pearls. So I spent way longer than expected trading with piglins to get ender pearls. After I got 12 ender pearls, I crafted ender eyes. I then followed the ender eyes, and on day 82, I found the stronghold. Once I found the portal room, I placed all the eyes, and then I went to the end. But when I got to the end, things went very, very wrong. Once I made it to the main island, an enderman randomly started attacking me. I instantly placed water so he couldn't hit me. But then the dragon threw a fireball at me. So I replaced the water to somewhere the dragon breath couldn't get me. I continued to fight the enderman and pause. Let's look at this frame. 2 things. I'm not using any of the potions I bring. And 2, I forgot to put on my netherite boots. I still had the gold boots I was using for the nether. Anyway, after I killed the enderman, I went for the crystals. And that didn't go so good. After I almost died trying to get the end crystals, I knew it was time to fight the dragon. And there you go. I defeated the Ender Dragon. As I terribly tried to take screenshots of me defeating the dragon, I grabbed all the XP from the dragon, and then I collected the dragon egg. I went into the portal, and I went back to where I first spawned, where it all started. Pretty cool how far I've come. But when I woke up on day 83, it looked like I had 10 hearts? Now, don't worry guys, it's just a glitch. The other 3 hearts will stay empty. I still only have 7 hearts. Anyway, from day 84 to 89, I returned home and I enchanted a bunch of books. And with the enchantments I got, I enchanted my helmet and leggings with protection 3. I also added Unbreaking 2 to my war axe, and I went mining for netherite again. And I finally got full netherite armor. On day 90 to 91, I decided to prepare to go on a journey to find an end city. So I made regeneration potions and bring 1 fire resistance and strength potion with me. After that, I made my way to the end portal, and on day 92, I made it to the end. I went to the end gateway, I think that's what it's called, and I built a little platform under just in case when I come back, I fall out of that bedrock portal thingy. This is also the first time I've ever made it to the end gateway in survival, so I took extra precaution. Anyway, after I built the platform, I went into the portal. From day 93 to 95, I spent a ton of time trying to find an end city. And after a long time of searching, I finally found one. And it had a ship. So I built up to the ship first, and when I got on it, I completely forgot that there were shulker box mobs. So I quickly went to the bottom of the ship, grabbed my elytra and the chest loot, and flew to the main end city. Once I made it inside, I killed some of the shulker mobs to be able to craft shulker boxes. I then collected more loot from the chest, and I probably should have collected the ender chest. Anyway, I collected blocks from the end city so I can make my house in the overworld look cooler. I collected blocks, banners, and much more. Once I was done looting the end city, I decided it would be a good idea to return home. There was luckily a portal right next to the end city. So I went in and returned to the main island and went through the portal. It was calming to see the overworld again. From day 96 to 98, I returned home, crafted some fireworks, and tried out my elytra in the overworld for the first time. I then crafted 2 shulker boxes and decided to start making a room for the dragon egg. It was really annoying building it because there's water above the ground, but after I finished it, it looked pretty good. Okay, I'll admit it, it doesn't look the best, but have you ever seen an axolotl build this? I think not. Anyway, I put a banner from the end city on the top of my door. On day 99, the last day before 100, I crafted a diamond shield and built this weird copper thing. But the whole day was mostly filled with waiting. And once the sunset came, I watched it on a tree, and when it turned night, I went to sleep. And boom! Day 100! I did it! Ladies and gentlemen, I survived 100 days in Minecraft 1.17 as an axolotl.